kind of read the mind of Team Eager there. We saw the stretch out from MM there, wanting to make things as long as possible. I'm going to make things as short as possible here. Get to P's and B's. Team Eager on the left side. They'll have the first selection this time around. And right away, homie, chill. No Susanoo.
That is completely understandable. I don't blame Eager for not banning it the first time around. I still think that the Camazotz ban was a very smart selection by them. It's just... Homiefe is so diverse.
I'd like to see the Camazotz ban here as well, but instead it'll be Jigz' Fafnir. Does Sam have a Camazotz, is the question.
It's not even whether or not Sam has a Camazotz. I feel as though Fafnir and Susanoo are just such top priority bans right now. I can't blame Eager in the slightest for opting to take away those two from M&M, if anything.
I don't think, sometimes we sit here and say a game was lost in picks and bans. Eager has done that a number of times. Shouts to Guan Jungle, shouts to Anubis. But when it comes down to it, I don't think they lost that match in picks and bans.
I would probably have to disagree a little bit. I think that they revealed the sustained composition a little bit too soon.
So for me, you don't, just because the Ra's there doesn't mean he's a healer. Andy doesn't play Ra as a healer. Best doesn't play Ra as a healer. I don't know.
But putting that with the Terra?
Sure.
Putting it with the Terra, I think that's the risky aspect that they ran into. But M&M.
Homiezots.
There it is. That's exactly what I think we were both waiting for, to see whether he would opt for it this time around. So this was pretty much a pick your poison for Eager. Did we want to deal with Camazotz or Susanoo? And they're like, well, we'll gamble with the Camazotz. We saw what happened with the Susanoo already.
Exactly. We go with the well, actually, they're going with the opposite. The phrase is go with the beast you know, not the beast you don't know. We know that Susanoo's going to run the game. We don't know if Camazotz is. We think he will, but we hope he doesn't. Khepri gonna join the ranks of Cernunnos and Camazotz on the side of MM. Osiris, a very strong solo lane selection for Team Eager, whereas Terra and Ho-Yi will join Team Eager's draft. Banning out Hercules and the Sun Wukong. Team Eager keeping an eye on that solo lane, where Monkey Madness focusing on the rookie, taking out Hun Bats and Serket.
I really like the Osiris pickup for Divios. It's a solo lane god that he can choose to be as aggressive as he wants to be on. Plus, it's a god that Divios will be keen to make those early rotations on to try and punish andinster in that mid lane, or even just look for people caught out in the jungle.
Jungle Erlang Shen? Jungle Osiris?
I could see it being Jungle Erlang. Honestly, I can imagine it being Jungle Erlang. Plus, Erlang has pretty nice setup for a Thoth in comparison to the Osiris.
Fair. Yep. So. We do know that the support player does support Erlang Shen, but I just don't think Jungle Terra is going to be a thing. So Agni gets selected one more time for andinster. If you remember what happened on Thursday, if you didn't watch it, watch the VOD. That was a nasty Agni game. He's got 2 heads. We're heading to game 2. Monkey Madness versus Team Eager, starting it off right now. All right, that one didn't work. That one didn't work. But you know what? I think it was going to work, but my man Tyler back there threw me for a loop on purpose. I bet you that's what happened. That's what happened. That's what happened.
Oh, man. You know they're always having a good time with production, but whether or not Eager is going to have a good time, this game will be an entirely different story. But I think that this is a much better draft than what they were running in the first game. I don't think that their first game draft was awful. I just think that it was a little bit too risky to try and execute it, especially with your rookie jungler's first ever game in the SPL.
That's fair. Well, Thoth gets hit already nice and quick, so Homiezots off to a quick one. You mentioned this the other day, and I'd like you to elaborate. Right there we see the what's become a almost standard strategy of picking up the girdle and popping it for the clear on the first wave of the game.
It's just so easy to do. You can just pop that girdle, have easy clear, and then you can immediately fall back, clear out your jungle, and have more than enough time before the next wave hits the lane. So you're not really losing the lane pressure that teams tend to prioritize, because if you lose lane pressure, then you tend to just fall behind, and your mid laner becomes super susceptible to those early rotations. TheBest almost died to a harpy. Instead walks away back into mid lane. And now Best is doing a really good job here of making sure the enemy doesn't see him. That was actually a really smart play right there from the mid lane mage. Best is kind of in solo island
Yeah.
right now. It's as though Set for Soccer is trying to hang around Divios a little bit more, get some of that pressure going onto the solo lane and securing their own farm with the elemental contest and everything that can happen. So Homiefe and andinster, they were recognizing that Best is by himself. No reason for us to try and do anything too crazy just yet. We can just stay farm, which is ideal situation for an Agni.
Yeah, with Best being poked so low thanks to the first shot out of Homie and almost dying to Harpies, you know, I think Homie being a long-range assassin might have walked up to the tower and looked for something, but, you know, Best kind of hit around the corner. I liked that. Right now, Team Eager, they like the battle in the duo lane. Aror constantly looking for the wave clear, which puts him in a dangerous spot, and here he's going to get grabbed by Jigz. He's going to get dashed by Vetium. Couple of basics will do it, and there it is. Vetium with the first blood. Aror gets punished for dashing the wave.
And that is just entirely so rough. You don't really anticipate that as a Terra. You feel as though you're tanky enough and that's a safe play to make, but well played by Jigz to immediately see dashes out, I'm going in.
Yeah, so. just understanding the situation and realizing that we can actually do this. We can actually go for it. Divios trying to zone out fineokay here. Fineokay not going to take the bait, but instead will walk right into it, do his business in way of clearing the wave, but clears his HP as well, down about 40%.
Divios is really handling fineokay in this solo lane, but he needs to be careful because I'm sure that the rest of M&M are more than aware of just how much pressure and how aggressive Divios is loving playing this Osiris, and Homiefe already sneaking around that backside.
Yeah, I mean, this is what Divios does. He's been described as the bully many times over, and he's just looking to really trade with the opponent. Homiefe shows up, and Divios still wants to trade with the opponent. 1v2. Divios doesn't care. I affectionately call the players homie, but we have Homiefe in the game. Oops.
He's got to be careful there, though. You don't want to risk trading out too much of the Camazotz, because if you get low enough, Homiefe gets a free dive.
Yeah, and here it is. Divios now one more time with Homie with the loop-to-loop, and this could be trouble for Divios, but Sam is in the neighborhood. Sam is hanging out with the mid lane over by Speed Buff. Homiefe wants to go ahead and get it, and that's really important. So MM push on the right side to shove Divios out.
Smart decision and well played to Divios to keep them distracted long enough for his jungler to be able to secure his own farm.
Good little play by Zapman there. I think that's a standard if you know the ins and outs of Ho Yi. Sam for Soccer coming here looking for the counter gank after a while. And there's going to be the taunt into it, but forces Homie into the ultimate. I did not think that either team were going to go this hard for the kill. And Andy's alone by the blue buff. Coming up is Aror and TheBest.
He's not alone for much longer, though, as the rest of Eager decide to swoop in, and actually they're the ones this time stealing the blue buff.
Yeah. That was Eager playing this right side of the map very intelligently. Very intelligently. So I pointed out before how basically the plan is MM pushes out the solo laner and then steals the speed buff. But Divios, as you noted, spent a lot of time distracting them, and Eager intentionally was waiting there for the speed buff to spawn with jungle and mid, understanding that that's what happens when you get the solo lane.
Oh no, Sam.
Sam, he's gonna turtle on out of there. Good job, Sam. Turtle man.
Shoutouts to the Erlang brief knockup, and
yep.
That a little bit later, if Andy had waited a little bit longer on that Agni stun, Sam was completely toast. But you can't blame him for wanting to get his CC down then and there. They had the possible lockdown potential, especially with Jigz popping his girdle.
Yeah, I got to be careful of that one. And so, you know, just finishing up the highlight on the Eager play there. So they deny MM's chance to look for the jungle invade off of the solo push, and then Eager push solo themselves, and they get that jungle invade that comes from pushing up the solo lane. So I really liked Eager's attention to detail in the jungle. Unfortunately for them and their fans, still trailing by just under 1,000, but small plays like that, you talked about the slow bleed, small plays like that are what brings the team back into it.
And Vetium, he's kind of just been meandering around.
Yeah.
In this duo lane, not really looking too heavily for the 1v1 boxing with Zapman, but both of these hunters just kind of biding their time until they get to be effective in the team fights.
I like that word, meandering around. It's kind of perfect for what Vetium, he's just kind of treading water, doing it, right? Clearing the wave. looking at Twitter, clearing the wave. That's what you do right now. And Zapman not willing to really bring the fight to him either. Both hunters, but it looks like both hunters are.
He wants to bounce.
Yeah.
He wants to fight him inside of that narrow jungle corridor, because if he gets a single bounce onto Vetium, Zapman's going to go in.
That's exactly, and that's the thing. Vetium and Zapman, new Zapman, are these players that very rarely will take the first shot, but they will shoot the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. They're not going to shy away from the team fight, but new Zapman has made a point to be less aggressive, and Vetium has always been the guy that's sort of, I'll play Neath. Okay, but if you shoot me, I'm going to kill you. So I kind of like watching these guys play.
Playing with discipline is something that Zapman has really made his mindset for a while now.
Sam's going to get caught by 2 shots of the Agni, and Jigz pulls him, but 2 shots of whatever for Sam for soccer. Walking away, ain't no problem. Here comes the kill on the Gremlins. Divios shows up late, and it's a 3-on-1. Sam's going to show up a little bit late, but that's tanky Divios already, thanks to the Osiris passive. Looking towards Jigz. There's the dash forward from Aror. Divios low, gets chased out by the jungler. fineokay, the solo lane, takes down Divios, but after Jigz falls down to the hand of the best. Now everybody surrounding fineokay. Knock him is good. fineokay still alive for the moment. Sam chasing him down. Leveled up, healed, and he's gone. He's out of there. Oh, you gonna jump forward. Gotta find this kill. Zapman won't walk away. fineokay lives. It's a 1-for-1 trade off of an extended engagement, and no one can chase down fineokay.
That was probably best case scenario as well for M&M, because honestly, that engagement was not looking good for them in the slightest. And speaking of looking good, Sam for Soccer taking a pretty chunk of health there from fineokay.
That was a lucky team fight for MM. Basically, I mean, listen, Smite is skill, but sometimes you just gotta hope your opponents mess up. That's kind of what went down for Team Eager. They got a great kill on the Jigz, and unfortunately, that fineokay, that was just the wrong situation, man.
Just complete. Everybody just managed to sneak out with that 10% HP threshold. One by one, Monkey Madness were just escaping, and Eager were kind of just like, well, who do we go for now? And eventually there just wasn't anybody left to look for, so they had to disengage. Luckily for Zapman, Homiefe hadn't returned quite in time to follow up on him, because he didn't have a whole lot of mana hanging out after looking for the kill underneath that T2, but I would say that could have definitely turned against Eager. Very well played by them to just back off once they recognize, we dropped a couple of kills. There's not much else we can do here. Yeah, it's
that playing with discipline. Zapman, he's the owner of this org. He takes it not just in his own play, but with the team play in mind as well. Discipline has got to be what Team Eager are looking for. And one of the larger voices of discipline on this team was DJ. I mean, losing DJ is in my opinion, a relatively big deal. Maybe not in the gameplay, but absolutely when it comes to comms and not just shot calling, but just keeping that communication going and relevant. Sam for Soccer as a newer player, that's going to be the biggest difference for Eager, in my opinion. The lack of veterancy, or veteran leadership, from a guy like DJ transferring to a brand new rookie to a guy like Sam.
DJ was certainly a leading voice on the side of Eager. He's like, if you just talk to Pern in person, he is a very well-mannered person. He's got a very strong demeanor about him that just speaks leadership to you, and it's very evident that transferred over into his gameplay. Pretty smart player, so.
Yeah, he's the type of guy, when you talk to him, when he talks, people listen for whatever reason. And, losing that will be one of the bigger changes, I think, for Team Eager here, as they do secure their red buff. That's a good look.
This has been a significantly better start for them, and this kind of transfers back into what we were talking about towards the end of game number 1, where Eager were probably just on autopilot waiting for M&M to finally close out that game, and already discussing, like, hey, what we need to draft for game number 2, how are we going to draw this out and turn it more in our favor so we can look for the comeback victory.
I don't think it was at that first Homiefe triple kill, but it was certainly very early in that game.
Very soon after.
Yeah. Trouble for MM in their jungle as Team Eager successfully snatch away the speed buff. Nice look for fans of the blue team. This time it's lined up. Yeah, that was annoying last game. Eager are blue, but they were the red squad last time. That messed me up. So this time, No mess ups for me. Monkey Madness, red, and the red team. Team Eager, blue, and the blue team. This is my dream.
Can I just point out how much of a nuisance Best has been on this Thoth? Like, even when he's not looking for the setup kill for his team, he's just non-stop poking people out.
This has been Best since I started watching Smite. We're talking before Bumba's Mask came out. Best was hitting people with Hebo water spouts around the corner.
Oh, the way throwback then.
Yeah. Like that's what Best has been doing forever. So we saw it on the Ra. He hits him with the one and the ult. He's gonna do it on the Thoth, of course. I love watching the Best play. It's so funny.
He's a very strong mechanical player.
That's
evident, and well played to Eager to secure that Oracle vision. Now that's one side of map pressure that they're not going to have to be as concerned about, knowing that at least the Monkey Madness are going to try and engage on that. They'll be able to see it, and a homie, like, andinster, where's your health?
All 3 shots.
I said homie, people probably think I was talking about Homiefe.
See, I did that too. Meanwhile, Divios poking out fineokay. Yeah, man, and like we said, that's what the Best does, and it's funny because it's annoying, and then you realize after a while that guy can't fight because he's poked out too much, and because the mid laner gets poked out by 3 shots through the wall, Portal Demon goes the way of Team Eager because the mid laner can't defend it.
There isn't even a ward around to let Eminem know that this is happening, so that's an excellent recognition by Eager to immediately, hey, andinster's backing, we have vision on the Gold Fury, this is free.
Yeah, so last game, right, we sort of made the decision that there were less wards on the map because, I mean, MM were so far ahead they didn't need it, and Eager certainly couldn't afford it. Well, now, similar situation with the wards, but a very different situation with the game. It's a tie game here. Anybody's situation, everybody's in control, and you're getting MM have some of the key points out of the mid lane warded up. They're trying to protect andinster, but that's about it. Lack of vision, comparatively speaking to what we've seen from other teams, is why I bring it up.
And Vetium, that he actually has the help of vision, which led to the little bit of poke he managed to find on Zapman there. But I do have to agree with you. It's really... It's hard to say why map vision can become such an issue. A lot of times players contend if they want to focus more on their damage, that 50 gold to 120 gold, if you keep buying those wards, it stacks up, which is why at times teams, if you fall too far behind, you can't really afford to buy those wards because you just want to focus on finishing your items to see if you can get some kind of power curve online to help out your team. But that's not the case at all this go around, and really it's just down to Eminem trying to find the other sides of the map where they need to place those sentries, ensure that Eager isn't getting the vision that they can look for to have the setup. Because really the scarier part about vision for Eager is because of the Thoth. Yeah. You know Best loves firing stuff over the walls.
Like, look at the left side of the map. Gold Fury is extremely relevant at 14 minutes. The only ward is the ward that we saw, the only MM ward is the ward that we saw Vetium put down earlier when he was fighting Zapman. There is no other ward around that Gold Fury. They're just depending 100% on the Oracles, and Team Eager is taking the Oracles a lot of the time. So, okay, thank you. Thank you. It's like I requested it and they gave it to me. That is a ward that I think is very important as paired up with the ward coming out of the mid lane. Now I'm more happy about the amount of vision on the left side of the map, and I won't complain about it as much.
They also have that deeper ward on Eager side of the Gold Fury, just in case they start pulling it. That'll provide them the vision to let them know, hey, they're on it.
Exactly, yeah. And I like that ward, the ward you mentioned, better than the one right in front of the Gold Fury, because that's the one, that's the pro level ward, where you see the players walking up, and that will actually give you the information you need. Divios able to take down the tier 1 tower on the right side. That's going to be our first rubble. I like that phrase. Kret used that phrase a couple years ago. I told him I'd steal it, and I have.
Successful?
Yeah, first rubble. Isn't that cute?
I guess it can be when you're referring to the tower crumbling.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, the first tower goes down again.
It makes sense. Yeah. I'll hand it to you.
Yeah, but first rubble.
Poor fineokay, man. He just wants his lane. But Divios is not letting up in the slightest. And I think that this is really what Divios needs to do, because the more pressure that Divios has on that side of the map, the easier life is going to be for Sam for Soccer, because he can just focus more so on farm and just trying to help out Best get things going than anything else.
Well, here comes Aror looking for the gank, followed up by Homiefe, so Eager has to play it safe. The counter gank is stronger, just too many men on this left side of the map. Aror doesn't die, and he's lucky for it. Zapman, however, finds again, a cute shot. Much ado about nothing, as it's not really going to have an impact, but just letting him know he can do it. I've got it. I'll hit you with the ricochet.
Hunters trading out their ults, but that might not be the case for andinster. Able to dash away safely, though. Best is stun just a little bit off the mark for him, but I'd say that's pretty fortunate for Andy. And Vetium was looking for that gold for your aggression, not really able to find it. Eager does have that deep ward similar to that of what Monkey Man is placed on their side, and now Zapman's looking for the fight. He wants it.
Yeah, he missed the ricochet, which would have. And I like Zapman's decision here. So he understands if I hit this ricochet, it's gonna stun and do enough damage. It's gonna get the player in a kill threshold that I can take a couple of pot shots and run away. But if I don't have that short window, I can't take the longer fight, and immediately books it, just understanding that there was going to be a rotation. Now there's vision there where it previously wasn't. Gold Fury started up by Team Eager. looking to respond. Ouch! The best chip pokes out Homiefe.
They've already lost Homiefe. He can't afford to come back into this fight. He's going to have to heal up off those back harpies. Sam for Soccer, though, trying to force everybody out. Jigz is by himself. Vetium's trying to provide assistance, but the ultimate's been expended.
Yeah.
M&M can't really fight into this anymore.
Not at all. Jigz is gone. He's out of the team fight. It's a 5-on-4, essentially. Gold Fury already down to half HP, and it's they're being zoned out by Divios using one of his bombs, so that target is not going to be available to take out the gold. Lower the players on MM, and in comes Divios with the big front flip ultimate. Vetium is going to be toast. He's slowed, and he's gone. Sam for Soccer gets his first kill of the contest. Taco, did he get any kills on Thor?
You get any kills on Thor? No.
Congratulations, Sam for Soccer. And your first SPL kill comes on Jungle Erlang Shen. Welcome to Eager.
The consistent poke outs by Eager. First it was Best poking out Homiefe, forcing him in an awkward situation, so that way Sam for Soccer could immediately just look to pressure out Jigz. When you're forcing out the Khepri ultimate, and it was just that constant displacement of members for M&M, they couldn't fight the clean 5v5 as a whole. It was constantly just the 5v4 or the 3v5, and when you're at a disparity like that in numbers, it makes a really big impact for these Gold Fury fights. It's all too easy for Eager to just start an objective and then reset, heal up a little bit with the Terra having the sustain placed on the ground, and their damage is solid.
Yeah. They do have a ton of damage. You take a look at, Divios' build, even this build coming out has that, the Glad Shield, which is one of my favorite items, and we're seeing a lot more of it. It's just another bridge item. I mean, if you look across the way and find, okay, he's got boots, a bridge item, and now he's going to be building into How to the Urchin. Aror, not as tanky as he'd like to be, or perhaps just as tanky as he needs to be.
That
10%.
CC lockout was sick.
Yeah.
That's why Aror lived. 100%. Just Aror surviving off the CC lockout, but now fineokay might have put himself in a horrible position. The Khepri ultimate's good, though. He's got a little bit of time. Zapman's trying to wait it out, has to escape. Best, on the other hand, unable to do so, and Homiefe cleans him up. Yeah,
really good attention to detail from Homiefe, understanding that the frontliners were in the front line, and nobody was available to peel for Best. So Homie goes all the way onto the Best, all the way to the back line. Is able to chew through him. Sam for Soccer fighting 1 on 2.5, and now it's 3 as the players have caught up. But he's got help from Divios as well. A lot more confident on this Erlang Shen as that man gets a kill off screen on a Homiefe. And that man and Aror are going to start up the Portal Demon because of the window that Team Eager has opened.
M&M trying to come back into this, but Divios is just he's the final boss trying to break into this Portal Demon area. With the Terra sustain down and a Hui, of course they're going to be able to secure this, and that's all Eager.
fineokay now 1v2, but Andy's here and everybody runs away. Fire Giant started, by the way. Team Eager, I don't think it, so I think that play was made, all right, we'll get the team fight, we'll start with the Portal Demon. And they do it.
They have no idea.
No, they don't. MM have no idea because this is an audible. This came from nowhere. 20 minutes, the Fire Giant goes down. Team Eager up about 5,000 gold. The play was, go for the team fight, poke them out, y'all zone, we get Portal Demon, and then, we'll go home or something. They're still zoning, and Zapman and Aror just go, wait a second. Are you guys still doing it? And Divios and Sam are just, yeah, we're doing it. And Zapman just starts shooting the fire giant. That 100% was unplanned. I love Team Eager realizing how big the window was open.
Also, on top of that, oh, hold that thought. This could be a horrible engagement. Sanford's soccer just completely destroyed.
Oh, this is all MM. Auror's caught on the right side, and there's going to be trouble for Divios up north. This is a great, great, great team fight for the Monkeys. Divios down about 30% HP. fineokay throws the kick at him. Zapman's going to join his solo laner, and Auror will drop the heal. There's Zapman to go ahead. That was a great engagement for MM. I wish we could have seen more. I think Divios could have fallen down if MM was a little bit more aggressive, but they play it safe. It is a fire giant team, and I think that's the right call.
They didn't want to risk anything as soon as Zapman was coming from that backside. Yeah. They know that that's a Hui with Executioner and Rage. He's packing a punch. So I think that was a smart decision by them because his ultimate was also in an excellent spot.
Everything you wanted was there.
Pretty much. And
I saw you get jealous. You're a hunter player yourself.
You have no idea. It's one of those things where it's just like, wow, there's actually an entire team stacked in this one little corridor area. Nice. Nice, man.
Nice. Shout-outs to the Box Boys with the nice.
That shout-outs to TV from way back.
TV's a box boy.
I guess that's true. I don't know if he's a native, though.
Well, Vetium's in trouble here. Activates the relic to save himself. Brief invincibility. Ultimate brings Andy and Jigz down low. Best wants to kill. Goes right on through the window. That is hunger.
I want the frame-by-frame of andinster's dash slowly escaping away from that stun because both of those were lined up perfectly.
That was fun to watch there. Team Eager chewing through this left lane completely. Tier 1 and Tier 2 is what I mean to say. 4-4 read the kills. But our player damage, so incredibly high. It's actually really funny how low the kills are in juxtaposition to the amount of damage the players have been dishing out.
Do you see Divios' damage, though?
Yeah.
He is 5K above, or pretty much 5K above anybody else.
He's Osiris, man. He's just coming through being the guy. He's like, hey, man, what's up? What's a mystical mail? I don't even need it. I'm just basic attacking you down. You're slowed. You can't get away. I'm still basic attacking you down. You're slowed again, right? I mean, this is...
It's disgusting.
It's just Divios being a bully.
I
That's
hate
what
warriors.
he does.
No, warriors are the worst thing ever. I can't stand them in the slightest. And this is why. What are you supposed to do? And this man's just pressing W and coming at your life without any hesitation and getting away with it. He's got Fire Giant. He's level 18. He is completely beefed up and ready to fight.
One of the more popular games on streaming sites right now is Friday the 13th, and it's got local audio. You hear what all the players in the game are saying. And so when you're being chased down by Jason, you're hearing him say, I'm coming for you, right? That's what I picture Divios, and I wish there was local audio. Just coming at you with the Osiris, like, ha 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 ha, I'm Osiris. Yeah, just I'm Osiris. And Divios is just walking down the lane at you. Oh my goodness. Divios rocking the Broken God like he has since the release. Love this player on this character. Girdle means go. MM looking for the counter engagement as Team Eager a little bit slovenly in this mid lane, just very slowly coming together. But as soon as they coalesce, again, shouts to MM, their decision making, as they're like, oh look, they're out of position. As soon as everybody comes together, oh no, they're in position, and they just back off.
Great recognition by Team Eager to just immediately disperse as soon as Jigz popped that girdle. Everybody on MM was trying to go in and press the gas pedal forward, like you said, but Eager was not having any of it. That disengage was perfect.
Yeah.
And now Best is just trying to do what he's been doing all game long, and that's placing his Thoth walls inside of the actual walls to get that ultimate effect of... I mean, they can't really see it coming for the most part, but they know that the range is there, so they just have to play back.
Yeah, it's the surprise. Best just dashed into a wall. It's kind of funny.
He
Portal
planned it.
Demon guy. What?
He planned it.
I'm sure he did. Portal Demon goes down. Team Eager still about 10,000 gold in the lead here, tied up at 4 as far as the kills are concerned, but very different story as far as everything else. Jumping forward is Divios 1 versus the world, while fineokay makes the flank. The best fires from beyond and takes out Jigz. Trouble for fineokay as Homiefe escapes with his ultimate on the right side, and fineokay will be anything but. There's the shot. Zapman did it. 6 kills. Divios did it. 7 kills for Team Eager in total. They're going to back off, grab the fire giant, and then look for their next move.
This time around, it was Eager pressing the gas pedal, except M&M had nowhere to go off of it. Divios got the tether off onto everybody from M&M, and it's just so difficult to run away from that. You got the slow and then the stun that comes immediately after, and already they are looking to just secure this fire giant, and this is a complete 180 from what we saw last game.
Very different from game number 1. I want to talk about the positioning of MM here real quick. This spot is a terrible spot to fight. But what is MM's choice? I want to say that MM made a mistake by sitting here, but they have to look at the fire giant, so you're doing the fire giant dance. And then when they get pushed on, they have to retreat into that corridor. Can they escape into the mid or the left lane or the right lane?
The issue there wasn't necessarily where they were choosing to fight. I don't think that Eager would have engaged had they not recognized that Vetium burned his beads because of that dash and then Best throwing up the wall to get the range for the stun. Best was off the mark with that, but Vetium still popped his beads, and because of that, Eager knew we can just engage. Vetium's dash is down, he has nowhere to go. Divios is already close enough to reach him with the ultimate, and if he just got there to slow everybody down and look for Vetium, he knew that the rest of M&M would try and peel for him. So because of that, their whole roster is just trapped in that area. And when you have a Terra ultimate, that mobility, nowhere to go.
No place to go. So even if MM had a better place to fight, whether it's in the lane or otherwise, Eager forced them into that spot.
100%. They are going to just chase them down no matter what. As soon as a hunter doesn't have his beads or his escape available, that's go, every time.
Tier 2 tower. Well, that one lasted for all of 3 seconds. Team Eager grouped up as 5. All 5 members do have the fire giant buff. Now remember, we did see Team Eager with a defensive stop earlier on, and they had less of it. I don't know. They had a decent composition to defend. MM can absolutely defend here, despite being down so much in a fire giant. They've got a Khepri. They've got long-range stuns out of andinster. This is the team that can make a defensive stop, and look at this. Team Eager are having trouble getting in here. The wave of minions finally pushing up. Divios pushing up before him. There's the jump forward from Sam for soccer. Vetium chased out of the team fight. Clap, clap goes Aror. Vetium sit on down. Mid lane Phoenix is gone. Jigz as well. Zapman puts number 3 on his kill column. And it looks like Eager's going right for the Titan. Well, they're going to go for some kills first, but then the Titan.
And Zapman just pushing away, ensuring that his creeps aren't going to be slowed down. Homiefe looking for it, though, on Zap. Aegis has been popped. He's trying to get away from this bat out of hell. And it looks like he's going to survive.
No.
Homie's dead.
Homie dies. Zapman survives. I think that's what you were saying, but I'll call you wrong anyway. The Titan did heal up. But at the end of the day, the DPS is stronger than the Titan HPS. Team Eager up about 20,000 gold, or just shy of it. So, like you said before, complete 180 from game number 1.
The tables were certainly turned, and there was just nothing that M&M could do as soon as Eager took control of the game. And I mean, I know I was just saying the same thing about M&M in game number 1, but excellently played. And that's really where the experience of an SPL roster, even having a new member on board and a rookie at that, it didn't look as though they felt uncomfortable in that second game in the slightest.
Sam individually looked much more comfortable on the Erlang Shen there. The unit, as you said, looked a lot more comfortable, and you know, it was just a better, and that was the one thing. We have seen bad games in the SPL. Sometimes somebody wins simply because the enemy team is just not as good. And game number 1, flawlessly executed by MM against an Eager team who were doing some of the right things, just not all of them, and vice versa in game number 2. Just great play from both teams. This was a fun one. Do you have a last thought before we throw it over to the desk?
No, I think it was really exciting, actually. And if anything, I'm looking forward to seeing Sam for Soccer as he develops throughout this process.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how he works out. Hindu Man, break it down.
Thank you, casters. Yes, Tolly's joining me once again to break this one down. Eager versus Monkey Madness, I guess we should touch on first. Split. Did you expect that?
I did actually expect that. But the one thing that we all learned from this set, you don't give Jigz Fafnir. We all saw what he was able to do with it in game number 1.
Well, let's go actually straight to the line now. Sam for Soccer from Eager, the newest edition, should be standing by to talk to us now. Sam, are you there?
Yeah, what's up?
How's it going?
It's going pretty well. How about you?
Not too bad. Well, talk to me first of all about that set up against Monkey Madness today. Game 1 didn't really go the way you guys wanted it to. What exactly went wrong from your point of view?
I think I was trying to like gank too much, so I wasn't farming the waves as well as I should have. And then that first fight, we should have just stuck with the one pick, but then we kept going, and then Homie kind of just wrecked us all.
And
then from there on, it was pretty rough.
On top of that then, Sam, what did it feel like for your first competitive debut? Were you happy with your performance overall? I guess with the split, it helped things out a little bit, but what kind of, how did you feel coming into this? Was it as you expected?
The split was definitely fine. We were alright though. I guess the 2-0 would have been nicer. Obviously my first game performance wasn't the best, but I was a lot happier with my second game.
Tell me how the comms were like in game number 1 whenever Homiefe did make that big play, because right before that big play happened, we saw Monkey Madness be able to sneak in that goal fury. So how is you and the rest of your team communicating that kind of stuff?
Well, Divios noticed that he was gonna come behind, but at that point, I think I had hammered in and Zap had rolled in, so we were kind of committed, and then we kind of got stuck in a trap, I guess.
Well, I guess the last question for you, Sam, really is basically what you're expecting from yourself this split, and what are you hoping for Eager? What's your expectations as a team?
I think our expectations are to at least finish top 3. I guess I'm just trying to get it as much improvement as I possibly can, but I think I can become a top jungler within with a bit of time.
Let's be honest, I mean, Eager definitely recognize it themselves, so you must be somewhere around that level, Sam. Any shout-outs you want to give before we let you go?
I guess I just shout-outs to my team for giving me the chance, and all the Eager fans out there.
Thanks so much. That was Sam for Soccer, and he had an opportunity today to make his debut in the SPL for Team Eager, giving them the split, and with that, we can go to the standings. Totally. Talk me through them.
The North American standings, as we're going to see on your screen. Eager finding the 1-game split there. A lot of splits across the board. Luminosity, Allegiance, Monkey Madness all have 1 win, 1 split. They're all tied for that first place.
Yeah, nobody's actually found the 2-0 in 2 separate games so far. So for the time being, we'll see how United, Memory Game, and Eager do going forward, because they've only played the 1 so far.
But Flashpoint playing 2 games, losing both of those games, struggling already in 1 week worth of action, and considering there's only about 5 weeks worth of play, Flashpoint needs to turn it around real quick if they want to qualify for Valencia.
You're right, only 4 weeks left, and for you guys at home as well, if you want to play this weekend, we've got promotions available for you. 3 times everything all weekend long, as long as you have a friend in your party. Well, it doesn't have to be a friend, to be fair, does it?
No.
Just pick somebody up.
We'll just pick up F-Dot, we'll all play together.
So listen, F-Swag's name in game, F-Dot's name in game is F-Swag. If he's online today, invite him to games. He'll come play with you, especially in Assault and Arena, and specifically Siege.
Just tell him,
Siege.
Just tell him how much you like dogs, and he'll invite you.
Definitely the case, because Tom can hear him over the walls. He doesn't like Siege, but he does like a good bit of Clash. I was joking. But with that, that's all we've got time for today. Tomorrow, we've got Smite Console League action, so make sure you tune into that and tune in to find out exactly how things are going over in North America there. And following that, Wednesday, it's Patch Notes time. Will Sunday get nerfed? We'll find out. From all of us here at hi-rez Studios, though, have a wonderful rest of your evening, and we'll see you all again next week.